A common mistake to avoid is thinking that growth always means more customers and more hours. This is always the hardest way to grow. The easiest growth lever is to increase value per transaction or value per customer. This is called CGLV, Customer Gross Lifetime Value. You already did the hard part. You got the customer. Now what you need to do is get that customer to pay you more money. This is where offer stacking is so key. Offer stacking means adding complementary services or increasing the ticket size or increasing the lifetime value of the customer, same marketing, and you don't have the time it took to get a new customer. Instead, you sell the previous customer new services. There are three main different sort of stacks. Number one is add-ons. These are simple, small, easy upgrades added to the core service. Low friction, high margin. This is done super easily because for a low price, you can increase the value substantially, which makes the customer obviously choose that. An example for the lawn care business, which I have done, is instead of just mowing, you can offer trimming, or you can offer fertilization, or you can offer cleanup. And because you're not spending the same amount of money and time to get a new customer to offer these two, you can give it to them highly discounted, which makes the person want to buy. In the online world, what you can do is sell the core package for, let's say, $100. And if you spend $110, then you get personal one-on-one meetings with someone like you or something like that, where the amount of value you're giving increases dramatically, but the cost to fulfill does not. Number two are upgrades. Upgrades replace the base option and they increase quality and price. One example of this is selling a service with 100% guarantee versus no guarantee. Even if I had to pay 10% more, I would most likely pick the 100% money back guarantee because I know no matter what happens, I have zero risk on my side. So I will gladly hand over that $10 or that 10% to the business. Another example is full service versus basic service. This can be done in e-commerce and coaching models where you say you will give them for super cheap just the core principles about how to start a business or how to run a business or how to manage employees. Or if you pay us this way higher ticket price, we will actually one-on-one coach you so you don't mess up, and any specific problems that come up to you, we will help you walk through. Upgrades work because people prefer better outcomes and they're willing to pay a higher price for those better outcomes. They want their problem to be solved, not cheaper solutions. Number three are retainers or reoccurring revenue. Reoccurring revenue creates predictable income and is super valuable, especially if you ever go to sell your company. These can be broken down into any sort of paying period. It could be daily, weekly, monthly, seasonal, bi-seasonal, anything you can think of. And this creates predictable income so you're not worrying about selling new customers to cover overhead. Less selling and less stress. Reoccurring revenue is also super valuable because it turns one-time customers into long-term clients. And that steady drip of income is so valuable. MoBros, my company, offers stacking examples like this. Our core service is weekly lawn mowing, but for a small additional fee, we also add on edging, trimming, fertilization, massive email discounts, aeration, and a plethora of other options, including guarantees and full-time service. To offer all these things, which is thousands of dollars in value, our price only goes up about 10 to 15%. This is super valuable to the customer because they can either pay for this kind of expensive lawn care that they've heard does a good job, or they can pay for a slightly more expensive lawn care where they get so much value that it's actually super cheap and they don't understand how we can give away this much value with guarantees, with full customer service. And then with upgrades, what we offer are seasonal plans and full lawn care packages where we cover every single detail. And then this is based on reoccurring revenue anyway. So if they sign up, they're committing to pay for the whole season. This is extremely useful for cash flow. And it is one of the reasons why we were able to do over $100,000 in the first 9 months, and why you can do it easily in the first year or sooner. Some of our examples of reoccurring revenue is seasonal mowing plans, monthly maintenance agreements, and snow removal contracts. This gives us consistent work so I can cover overhead and not have to worry about making payroll. Often this works because customers prefer less decisions and one trusted provider. Offer stacking simplifies their life, increases your revenue, so it's a win-win. A common problem is preventing these offer stacks in a way that overwhelms your customer. You are giving away so much value, and it's hard not to make them feel like they're on a telemarketing commercial. But wait, there's more. If you buy in 3 minutes, you get my whole house and a car and a Rolex. Because you don't want to sound like that. So do not overwhelm them. Always have one core service and 2 to 3 clear options of add-ons. If you are going for the offer stacking where you're trying to add as much value as humanly possible and you have a couple different tiers, then have the one core service that is very basic, and then you have your middle ground, which is a substantial jump in price, but the value far outweighs the jump in price. And then always include a premium package that sometimes can be outrageously expensive, because sometimes people want something outrageously expensive, but just make sure you're providing the value to back up that price. Often you can do anchor pricing, where you make the middle option, the mid-tier, the obvious choice. And when you're presenting this, confidence matters. If you truly believe in the value you're giving to them, they will too. Common mistakes are way too many options, where a lot of them are superfluous and they are kind of pointless, but you're just throwing them in there to make it look like you're giving away a bunch of stuff. But if people don't want your junk, don't sell it to them. Another problem that you should rarely do, and only in certain situations, is discounting instead of stacking. It's much better to increase the value of something than to discount it. If you discount it, people are going to complain more because they think they're getting a cheaper product, which they are if you're discounting it and don't actually believe in the value that you're selling them. And hiding offers instead of presenting them. It's always better to tell the person what you're going to give them, the price and the value before, and not give them a price and then give them a ton of extra value on the backside. You can't charge for things people don't see. If they do not know it exists, they can't buy it. That is the baseline. You do not need more customers. You need better offers. Offer stacking raises revenue and lowers stress. Build once and sell repeatedly. That is the secret to building a sustainable company. If you can have an extraordinary offer where you charge an extraordinary amount of money and give away an extraordinary amount of value, and you can somehow make that reoccurring, you will be set. But don't forget the first couple things we talked about. Make sure you're always hitting your profit margins, because even if you have all those, but you aren't making a profit, you are going to go out of business. That's it for Module 3. I hope you learned so much. Make sure to review your notes, and if you have any questions, let me know. I will let you know the answer, and see you in the next module.